I'm Cindy. Welcome to my Boudoir photography studio in Indianapolis. The question might be running through your brain, is a boudoir photo shoot terrifying? And the answer is, unfortunately, yes, it is, for about 1 minute. And as soon as you get in the studio, I've got you. And I promise you will relax. It'll be easy. Everyone who walks out of here says that was so much easier than I thought it was going to be. That was fun. I can't believe I was so nervous. But everyone's nervous. It's completely normal. I'm proud of you for even searching for boudoir photography, because the idea of getting naked or getting your photo taken in your underwear, I know is super weird, but it's not weird to me. It's my everyday life. Usually people will walk up, as we're walking up to the studio, they'll be like, I'm so nervous. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I'm like, it's okay. It's like the 4,000th time I've done this, so I've got you. I know exactly what I'm doing. I am completely comfortable, and that will help me get you comfortable. So in this video, I want to tell you a little bit about me, about why I shoot boudoir, about how a boudoir photo shoot works with me, and a little bit about pricing. So kind of everything you need to know. I know I'm probably supposed to do some like polished 15-second sound bite, like book now, give me your money. But that's not really how my brain works or how my boudoir photography works. So get a cup of coffee, sit in a comfy chair. We're just gonna chat about boudoir for a little bit. First about me. I am 53 years old. I grew up in central Indiana. I've lived here pretty much all my life. I have 4 kids. I have 2 grandkids. Being with my family is my greatest joy. I've been married for 26 years. I love animals. I'm always befriending every animal. It's kind of the joke. There's a wild goose that nests in the lake across from our house, and I've befriended him, and he knows his name. He'll come to his name, and he'll come and like, I'll sit down next to the lake, and he'll come and he'll groom me. He'll play with my hair. It's the funniest thing in the world, and the whole neighborhood thinks I'm completely insane. Like, what is that lady doing? But he's my friend. Yeah, I don't know. I can understand animals. Animals like me. I feel like I understand animals more than people sometimes. So yeah, I love animals. I love to travel. I love to be by beaches. I love the sound of the waves. I love being warm. I hate the winter. I get seasonal depression. I hate being cold. So yeah, I love my life. I've always felt a little bit uncomfortable. I've always felt kind of like an outsider. Kind of like, the easiest way to describe it is I've been like dropped in this alien civilization, and I have to try and figure out how people interact socially, and when to say the right word, and how to say the right word, and what words to say back, and how to say the right things to get people to say something back, and then what to say back to them. And it's so very complicated. And what I've heard from other people is like, oh, that's just natural. That's conversation. That's how being a human works. I'm like, really? Because that's been like really hard for me to figure out in all of my 53 years, and I'm still struggling with it. Yeah, social stuff is really hard for me. I actually was diagnosed being on autism spectrum as an adult. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But in here is where I am comfortable. In here is where conversation flows easily. In here is where I am confident. I know I'm doing good, important work, and I love it. Everywhere else in the world, I am so uncomfortable. And so I think because I know this feeling of uncomfort, and then I know the feeling of being comfortable in here, since I'm so comfortable, I think that helps you be comfortable. And that's my goal, is to have you be comfortable here in the studio. I'm a good photographer. I'm an expert at getting people comfortable. That's what I'm good at. So I'm excited for you to come to the studio. A little bit about boudoir and how I got into photography. So I started doing photography like 20 years ago. I really wanted to just learn to take great photos of my kids. And then my friends were like, "You take photos of my kids?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." And their friends were like, "Take photos of my kids?" I'm like, "Well, you don't know me, so I guess you should give me money." And it kind of became an accidental business. But then like 18 years ago, one of my friends asked me to shoot boudoir for her. And boudoir wasn't really a big thing yet, but I was like, sure, I've always been super comfortable with bodies, no problem. So I took her photo and just showed her the back of my camera, and she had tears in her eyes and said she'd never felt so beautiful. And I was like, okay, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to make people feel like this is it. And so from that moment, I've specialized in boudoir. I still photograph a little bit of everything. I actually really love senior photos now, because I really love making them feel good about themselves. But yeah, my true love is boudoir. It's probably about 90% of what I do. Why I love boudoir, my purpose in boudoir, I want to let I want to help you see yourselves as those who love you see you. And like how you see people you love. You don't look at anyone you love and only see their flaws. You only see what's good about them. But you look in the mirror and the first thing your eyes go to are the things that you don't like about yourselves. And I know this because I do the exact same thing. I have done this for years and years and years. And I have found that self-portraits have been a tool that have helped me get out of that and helped look at me and see me more objectively like other people see me. And so that's what I like to use my photos for. So you can look at these photos and it kind of separates you from when you're looking at the mirror. You can only almost look at them as if they're someone else and be like, oh, she looks good. Oh, wait, that's me. I look good. You know, have you ever had the experience of looking at photos from you, depending on your age, like from like 15 or 20 years ago, and being like, oh my gosh, I was really pretty and I didn't know that. I want to go back and like give that woman a hug and say, it's going to be okay, And it's my goal for you to be able to look at yourself and say those words to yourself now, to look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. I do. Everything's going to be okay. I am someone who needs a hug and needs to be told it's going to be okay. To be able to tell yourself all those amazing things that you tell everyone else. And boudoir photography is a tool to get you more comfortable in your skin. It is not a magic wand. You're not going to do one photo shoot and that negative voice is going to be gone and you're going to be like, yay, I'm beautiful. But it is a tool in our lifelong journey to feeling comfortable in our skin. And I'm really happy I get to provide that tool to people. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how a shoot works with me and how it's different from maybe what you've heard with other photographers. I do not require professional hair and makeup. If you want to have professional hair and makeup, that is great. I have an amazing artist who I can have come to the studio. Not only is she an awesome artist, she is just an awesome human, and it's worth the money to just sit and talk to her for an hour because she is so great at making people feel at ease. But I just don't want you to think that you're only worthy of being photographed if you have makeup on. I don't wear makeup. With my sensory issues, it just makes me really uncomfortable. On rare occasions, I will wear it, but in general, I feel a lot more comfortable and a lot more myself without makeup. And I've looked at photos I've had like full glam done for photos before, and I look at those photos and I'm like, wow, that's really pretty, but that's not me. I want you to look at your photos and go, that's me. And if you want professional makeup, that's awesome, and it can just add a little perk and make you feel good about yourself, and there's nothing wrong with adding that. But there's also nothing wrong with wearing just your everyday makeup or not wearing any makeup at all. This is about you. This is not about makeup. We're not glamour shots from the mall where the transformation is, oh, look at the makeup. The transformation is, look at you. Look at you, how you really look without those negative filters. I also do not have a client closet. People ask me that sometimes. I guess a lot of other photographers will have a lot of lingerie and underwear that a lot of different people wear. That gives me the ick. Like, I don't want community underwear. I don't like that idea. But even more than that, I want you to wear things that are meaningful to you. To me, there's a huge difference between, oh, this is a beautiful random piece of lingerie that was in the studio, and oh gosh, I remember when I was shopping with my best friend and bought this, and then I wore it that night when I went on vacation. Remember that night when we were all laughing? Clothing is so personal and has memories attached to it. So I love when you bring things that are personal to you. And even if it's something new, even if you use this as an excuse to go shopping for something new, well, it's something that you chose, that you can think of the memory of going shopping for it and being excited and being nervous about the shoot. So yeah, I want you to bring your own things. Now, if you bring nothing at all, we'll make it work. I have fabric, I have sheets, I have a red dress that I can drape into making it look like a beautiful gown. It is not about your clothes, it's about you. And I would say everyone on their first photo shoot probably overthinks what to wear because it really doesn't matter that much. And if you want personalized recommendations, email me, tell me about your personality, and I can help you come up with clothes that will work for you. But yeah, you come in here, you lay your clothes out on the couch, I'll look at them, we'll decide where you're gonna wear them, we'll put on some music. I always ask, what kind of music do you listen to? Because I feel like music goes a long way to making you feel comfortable. I don't have like a generic sexy playlist because, I don't know, that not everyone really wants overly sexy vibe. You know, I want you to be you. So listen to music that makes you feel good, and we'll get started. And a lot of times we'll start in like more clothed outfits. If you've brought like maybe just a dress, we'll start in that, or we'll jump right into lingerie if that's all you have. Usually at the end of the session, I'll say, do you want to do nudes? And I'd say at least 75% of people say, okay, yeah, let's try it. And I'm like, yeah, worst case scenario, you don't like them, you don't download them, but at least you have them to see. And a lot of people do. So just keep your mind open, even if you think it might not be something you want to do. Maybe by the end of the session, you'll decide to do it, but that's never something you need to decide before your session. We'll just see how comfortable you get. This is all completely based on your comfort level, your consent, how you feel. I will never try to convince you to take off more clothes than you want to take off. If you get in here and you want to wear a t-shirt and jeans for every single photo, we will make that work, and we will do an amazing photo shoot in t-shirt and jeans. I have a lot of different sets we can work with. This is my natural light area. I have beautiful natural light coming in from the big windows. I have a couch in here, a bed in here, a bunch of different sets, and then I have the other room is more of my dark and moody sets. I use the studio lights. We have a lot of different backdrops we can play with. So there's a really wide range of photos I get in this studio. People come in here and they're like, oh, it's smaller than I thought, or it looks different in person than it does on photos, but there is a whole lot I can do here. There's a wide range, and I love that about the studio. So we'll do your shoot, and then at the end, I will get them edited for you. So, and the longest shoot, actually, you'll go get some lunch and hang out for a couple hours, and then come back and you see your photos the same day. A lot of people like to do that. Or in my other shoots, you'll get your photos within 2 weeks. Editing to me does not ever mean changing your body, changing anything permanent about you. If you had, a pimple that popped up this morning, you're like, can you please minimize that? Absolutely. But as far as permanent things on your body, scars, parts of you, parts of your life journey, those stay. We love those. We want those as part of your journey. No reshaping, no changing your body shape. Your body is perfect just as it is. So then you'll get your images, and you get to pick the ones included with your session, and you'll get them as downloads, or get your book or images, or products, whatever you choose. A little bit about pricing. So I was in boudoir groups for years, and I basically got kicked out of most of them because I was so mad about how pricing is done. This is a very acceptable way for boudoir photographers to do pricing. Have a very low setting fee. Maybe tell people, hey, your shoot's $200, or even tell them, hey, you want a free shoot, come on in the studio. You get your photos done, then they have you come back for a shoot. You see your images, they are amazing. You fall in love with them, and then they're like, oh, well, digital images are $150 a piece, or a book is $3,000. And you're like, I did not know that. So I make sure I never ever do that. All of my pricing is completely transparent. You don't have to call, you don't have a consultation to get my prices. Everything is on the website. Every package includes a number of digital files, and then also includes some products, and it's all on there. It's all transparent. The main thing is you're going to know exactly what you would pay for anything before you go in the studio. I consider that emotional blackmail, to take advantage of those emotions and make you pay money that you didn't think you were going to pay. So completely transparent, completely upfront in here. I think that's most everything about a session for me. If there's any questions you have, let me know. Email me, text me. I'm really excited to work with you in the studio. I promise, however you look, whoever you are, boudoir is for you. It's for every body type, every age, every gender. I shoot men, women, non-binary people. I shoot couples. Couples are super fun too. So all you need to do, this is the hardest part. Messaging me saying, hey, I want a boudoir shoot. This is the hardest part. So take 10 seconds of bravery, do it right now. Don't say, oh, I'm gonna think about it, because you will think about it for years. And I've had people message me like, oh my gosh, I wish I'd done this years ago. So just right now, take 10 seconds, send me a message or an email, say, let's get the ball rolling, let's do a photo shoot, and I've got you from there. And I promise it'll be a lot of fun, and I will help you in the journey to feeling better about yourself.